What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today's video is going to be about the MacBook Air, the M1 Air, the one that came out in 2020. I recently purchased this and I really wanted to do a review because I just love watching tech reviews, and thought like, well, I bought one, so why don't I give like the average consumer a review? And yeah, so if you like finance, credit cards, investing, tech, or you just want to follow along with my journey, please hit that subscribe button. It would be amazing if you could do that. And you can also give this video a thumbs up if you think it's a good video and would like to support. You can also leave any comments down below if this video was great, if it sucks, whatever your thoughts were. You can also turn on post notifications so you can be notified when I post a new video. So let's get into it. Just for context, I have been a MacBook Pro user for a long time now. It is 2022. I got my first MacBook Pro in college. That was 2014. And yeah, actually I think my first Mac was maybe even earlier than that, but it certainly wasn't a MacBook. It was like some really old Mac that I bought for like $100 on Amazon. That barely even worked, but that's besides the point. I have been a MacBook Pro user, again, like I said, since 2014. And that one broke. Got another one, got the 2017 model. I actually got it for free because I had some sort of weird insurance. And I think that was like refurbished. I never liked it from the beginning. It was terrible. It wasn't working, so I traded it in. If you don't know, you can trade in Apple products, get some credit, and then spend the difference to buy a new one. So that's what I did. I paid like $600 for this new M1 Air. And one thing to note, I got the gold one. It is not gold, okay? It's pink. Look at it. It's pink. It's not gold at all. I've been getting made fun of nonstop because of the color. So if you want to be like me, then go ahead and get this. If you don't want to be like me and don't want to get made fun of all day, every day by all your friends for getting a pink laptop, don't get the gold one. I don't really mind, but that's just one thing to note. I want to talk about the improvements over the 2017 one. I don't know what model you have, 2015, 2016, whatever year you're coming from, but some things that I really like about this MacBook is the fact that it has no fan. This is a huge deal for me. Every single time I did anything on my computer, even if I just click on Google Chrome and open one tab, my fan would be spinning for its life, like just going crazy, super loud and obnoxious. I couldn't stand it, especially when I'm trying to record videos and you have a cardioid mic, like picks up every sound. That sucks. I just don't want to hear sounds coming from my laptop huffing and puffing when I just open Google Chrome. Okay, I'm not recording or editing 4K footage, making a whole documentary. Like, you should be able to use Google Chrome without your laptop huffing. The M1 Air has no fan. It is so quiet. It's so nice. I absolutely love it. Another thing was a much better battery life. So of course you have a 2017, it's 2022. It's kind of old, 5 years old. The battery life's not going to be as good. This battery life is pretty good. I can easily use it for a whole day without having to charge it. I can't get much more than that. You know, I can't get more than a day's use. But if I'm using it for a day, I can edit, I can watch YouTube, I can, you know, do all kinds of things, all kinds of basic things. Battery life's not really a concern, so it's more than enough to get you through a work day for sure. Even when I'm doing high, like heavy duty things like, you know, video editing and stuff, I would say the battery life is still very good. Video exporting is lightning fast. I don't know how much that matters to the viewers, if you edit videos or not, but for me as a content creator, or I guess I'm not really a content creator yet, but an aspiring one, I put videos up on the internet every now and then. Being able to export videos that don't take hours like it did on the 2017 MacBook for me, huge improvement. This thing is like literally, I hit export, I go to get a water, Gatorade, grab something from the kitchen, video's done. Like, it only takes a couple minutes, really. What else? Touch ID. Oh, it's so convenient. There's Touch ID on this computer and it works every time. It's so fast, it's so quick. it's my favorite feature about this laptop for sure. I didn't really think about how important that was or how like useful that would be for me, but trust me, it's very useful. You don't have to type out your password every time. Just put your finger, and it's so accurate. I know when I used to use like iPhone 6 or 6S or whatever ones that had the fingerprint reader, it wasn't really that good, but this one's very good. Another thing, it's super light. This thing is like a feather. You can transport it anywhere. It's super portable. The form factor is nice. I really do like the MacBook Pro shape, form factor, everything I always have, which is a big part of why I always got it. I didn't really like the curved, slim edges of the MacBook Air. You know, it's kind of thin or skinny. I guess I could show you what I mean. So you see how it's kind of slims out like this. The MacBook Pro is more solid, more uniform around. It's kind of like, you know, very thin and has like a little bit of an odd shape. I don't really mind it now that I've been using it for a couple months or however long I've had it. It's really not that big of a deal. I kind of overestimated. I guess my fingerprint reader doesn't want to work. Overestimated how much I would mind that, and I don't mind it at all. So super light, super portable. It's a huge factor for people who are always on the move. Nobody wants a heavy laptop, especially with like the new MacBook Pros, like the 14-inch stuff. I think they're super heavy, or much heavier than this, that's for sure. The better speakers, yep, the speakers are amazing. They are significantly louder and much more clear. I was very shocked. I did not anticipate or expect that. I knew they'd be better. I wasn't prepared for how much better. As soon as I was watching YouTube or whatever, put the music on all the way. I mean, it's nice. Definitely nice. Of course, the laptop's much newer, so it's much faster. The M1 chip is amazing. It's able to do everything that any other previous laptop could do, but just significantly faster. Even when you just click on Google Chrome, there's no lag time. Like, it's just as fast as it could possibly be. Another thing is the webcam on here is much improved. I think it looks a lot better. I don't know how many people really use the webcam on their laptop. I know everybody's working from home, so maybe you do use that webcam. I personally don't use the webcam on my MacBook at all. I have like a C920 Logitech one. I also have a webcam on my work computer, so I don't really need to use the webcam on the MacBook Air. But maybe if you FaceTime your friends and stuff like that, it's always nicer to have a nicer, better webcam. It doesn't hurt. Also, the keyboard is much nicer. I think the keyboard is really smooth, really nice. Types better, types faster compared to the 2017 MacBook Pro. Probably compared to all the MacBooks except like the newest ones. I'm sure this is going to be the best keyboard that you've used, unless, of course, obviously, unless you have like the 2022 or the 2020 or the whatever the newest MacBook is. So yeah, those are all the pros, and there are some pretty big pros. They really add up to make this computer phenomenal. It's spectacular. It's a steal for the price, to be honest. And I can let you in on a little secret. If you go online and buy it, you can go on Apple Student, and you can get yourself a nice little student discount, so you can actually get this for $100 cheaper. So I think it's listed at $9.99, but you can get it at $8.99. And then of course, if you want to do any trade-ins or whatever, you can always do that. That's what I did. So yeah, all of these things really make a big deal. I would highly recommend this laptop, even though it's the beginning of 2022. I'm not sure if Apple, I know there's a lot of rumors about the M2 and all the other stuff coming out. I obviously cannot confirm whether that will be happening or not, but regardless, I'm very happy with my purchase. I think if you purchase this laptop, you also will be. I did want to talk about a couple of downsides compared to the MacBook Pro. So I will say that the screen is not as nice, and I notice it. I think that the MacBook Pros just have nicer screens. The pictures look better. Everything looks a little bit better. I don't know how much that matters for you, or what you do with the laptop. It's not a big difference, but it is a slight difference, and I can notice it being a MacBook Pro user for the last 8 years now. I noticed it. So that's one downside. Another downside is the nits of brightness. So I believe off the top of my head, like the MacBook Pros cap out at like 500 nits of brightness, whereas the MacBook Air, the M1, caps at like 400 nits of brightness. And you do notice it again. Like if I turn up all my brightness, I don't really use it on the highest brightness setting all the time, but I think you can actually see the difference in my face when I turn it higher. But yeah, it's not as bright as the MacBook Pros. Again, I don't know how important this is to you. I did notice it. It's not a deal breaker at all. Neither is like the screen, you know, the MacBook Pro having a better screen. I mean, for the price, I still think that this is the best choice for most people, unless you just have a lot of money to blow. I am not one of those people. I try to make the best economical choices that I can make, and this was certainly that. And I think for most people, this is that. So I can highly recommend this laptop. I think it's a phenomenal, amazing laptop. I love everything about it. And yeah, so if this review was helpful at all, please consider subscribing. You can also hit that like button. Feel free to leave any comments down below about if you have this laptop and you like it, or what your thoughts are, whether you're getting this laptop. If there's any questions that you have that I can help with, I would absolutely love to do that. And you can also turn on post notifications so you can be notified when I post a new video. As always, thanks so much for watching this video. Hopefully I will see you in the next one. See ya.